On today's episode, CeeDee Lamb still hasn't signed with the Cowboys, and some sports writers are suggesting that the Chiefs make a massive splash trade to land him. Jawaan Taylor makes an NFL Writers All-Team, CBS released their top 100 players of 2024, and Bill Belichick has a new girlfriend. Let's talk about it.
We're all chiefed up, and we're back with another podcast for that ass. Make sure to hit that like button, and also if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that button right now. We're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers as quickly as possible. Mike, what's going on today?
3 CeeDee Lamb trades, Steve, that would shake up the NFL in 2024, says Sayer Bettinger. Number 1 on the list, the Kansas City Chiefs could three-peat by trading for CeeDee Lamb. No NFL team should be helping a team like the Chiefs out in this way. Let's say the Chiefs offered multiple first-round picks and someone like Sky Moore or Xavier Worthy in exchange for Lamb. Why would the Dallas Cowboys set them up for success like this? Before I read any more, Steve, the Chiefs aren't going to trade Xavier Worthy. They just drafted him. And I don't think Sky Moore even starts to draw any interest onto that. I think this would be all picks, correct?
I'm so confused by this article. Like, I understand the sentiment. Like, the Chiefs get possibly the best receiver in the league.
Right.
Puts them over the top, three-peat. I get it. But what the hell are they talking about? Trading Xavier Worthy? Like, what?
That's a dumb premise. I will say that is the stupid premise of it. They go on to say, imagine CeeDee Lamb playing for the Chiefs and emerging as their long-term top target for QB Patrick Mahomes. This would take so much pressure off of Kelsey and would give the Chiefs a go-to threat at receiver they've been lacking for the last 2 years, and they've been winning in spite of that roster weakness. They go on to say getting Lamb on the Chiefs roster would be unfair. The Cowboys would have to require something big in a trade from them, like multiple first-round picks and maybe even a player. So, Steve, is there even a player that you could put in and multiple first-round picks? If you're the Chiefs, would you even give up multiple first-round picks? Because, honestly, if they'd take it, I'd give up 2 first-round picks for them. Now, look, money is a different story, but 2 first-round picks is not that much for a CeeDee Lamb.
No, but this trade made a lot more sense when me and you proposed it a year and a half ago. Right? Now it doesn't, because he went off last year, was the best receiver in football. Now it makes no damn sense. First of all, you'd have to give up a couple of first-round picks and a player. Plus, you got to turn around and pay him Justin Jefferson money because this guy's going to get paid. So it just makes no sense, dude.
Right, Steve says right here, Lamb wants to be the highest paid receiver in the game. SpotRack projects him to be close at $28.8 million per year with a 4-year, $115 million total deal. Steve, the Chiefs just can't afford that. They can't afford it. And frankly, the way we've built the teams in the past and the way we're building for the future, you don't need it. You don't need it. So look, you guys can save. I know there's already been a bunch of people down in the comments clicking away like the Kermit the Frog meme, going, and they're already telling us the Chiefs can't afford it. We don't need them. We get it. We're with you on that same sentiment. I don't think Steve thinks we need them and that we can afford them. I'm there with you. I'm just saying if you took money out of the equation, I would love to have a CeeDee Lamb. And I think giving up 2 first-round picks for him and maybe a Kadarius Toney, somebody like that, that would be worth it. Will Dallas go for that? Hell no, they're not. So moving on, Chiefs starter named to NFL Writers All-Overpaid team, Steve. Jawaan Taylor made the All-Overpaid team. Taylor was a disaster in his first season with the Chiefs. Iyer reasoned he allowed plenty of pressure on Patrick Mahomes and struggled with penalties. He goes on to say after landing an $80 million deal in 2023, Taylor was named to the veteran NFL writer Vinny Iyer's All-Overpaid roster on June 12th. The article was published by Sporting News. Steve, we was a little critical of the Jawaan Taylor signing. We thought that Brett Veach just jumped the gun there and went hardcore. They even tried to rationalize it by saying he may play left tackle. But that was never in the cards here, Steve. Does Jawaan Taylor deserve to be on the overpaid team, or is this just reaching a little bit?
Absolutely deserves to be there. Soon as that contract came out, Mike, all of us in Chiefs Kingdom knew it was a bad freaking contract. We didn't know what Brett Veach was trying to do. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if he overreacted to what happened the prior season. Losing Orlando Brown, he thought he had to get somebody over there to the left side with a little bit of experience. I have no idea. But it turned out that we highly overpaid a right tackle. And like Iyer said, he sort of struggled in his first year with the penalties and all that. He got picked on a lot. I don't think he let up a ton of pressure, but probably more than you want from an $80 million man.
Look, the Detroit game, Chris Collinsworth being bored on a Thursday night is what caused this entire debacle with Jawaan Taylor last season. He was doing the same stuff in Jacksonville, and just so happens he put a red and gold and a little Arrowhead logo on his helmet, and he's all of a sudden a problem, and it has to be talked about and magnified. Okay, I get it. $80 million does seem to be a little overpaid, but once that contract's happened over the past few years, after that contract, there's been a lot of right tackles getting paid lots of big money. And look, Mahomes evades the pocket both ways. He doesn't have to have just blindside protection. Mahomes just needs protection from tackles. And I don't think Jawaan Taylor's that bad. Is $80 million a little too much? Possibly. Chiefs Wire says 7 Chiefs make CBS Sports' top 100 players of the 2024 list. CBS Sports recently released a ranking of the league's top 100 players entering 2024. 7 Chiefs appeared on this list. Here they are. At number 90, we had Trey Smith. At number 86, Joe Tooney. At number 48, Creed Humphrey. He cracked the top 50. At number 30, DB Trent McDuffie. Good to see the Warden on there. Number 18, tight end Travis Kelce. Big Yeti on the list. Number 14, Chris Jones, leading Sack Nation. And at number 1, Patrick Mahomes. Steve, do you like that list, or are some of these guys a little off, rated too high, too low?
So it's really cool to see your entire interior offensive line on this list, right? So
yeah,
that's a good thing. If you can get the tackle secure, your O-line's looking pretty damn good. So of course the other 3, Travis Kelce, Chris Jones, and Patrick Mahomes should all be top 10 though. I think it's kind of crazy they're not. I mean, even all the players voted them all top 10 last season. I think that's where they should be at, but I'm not arguing with it. I mean, they're just a little further off. I think it was 14 and 18. But yeah. I think they could both be a little higher.
Kelce at 18 is a little wild for me. Like, he did have a bad down season, I guess, according to Travis Kelce standards, but the dude is still a monster at the tight end position. He's possibly the GOAT at the tight end position. I think he could have probably been top 14, 13, 12, maybe even top 10. And honestly, Chris Jones is somewhere right next to him. I actually thought it was crazy that Jones was rated 4 spots higher, to be honest, because usually, didn't they say when a defensive tackle hits 30, they fall off? But apparently CBS Sports don't believe it. But with that being said, let's move on.
Hey ye! It's time for Beyond the Kingdom.
Beyond the Kingdom.
Hey ye!
Are we done? We're done. Okay.
Hey
come on. Steve, let's start it off with a banger today. Bill Belichick has been announced that he's allegedly dating a 24-year-old ex-cheerleader, Jordan Hudson. He's 72. There's a 48-year age difference between the couple, Steve. Look, she looks good. Bill Belichick, he's scary, okay, and he's grumpy, and he doesn't even really have the personality working out for him.
A little trollish.
What caused this?
A lot of blue chew. A lot of blue chew is what caused it, Mike.
A lot of
money,
blue chew.
Maybe? I don't know. But it's very weird. But you know what? Good for you, Bill Belichick. What are you doing out here, my man?
Dude, a lot of people were mad. They were like, look, Ramondre Stevenson, he didn't want to sign him. Look, he'll pay money to the younger ladies. Why? They're better at gripping the balls.
Oh, you got to give him that hawk to it. Spit on that thing.
Moving on, Falcons assigned quarterback Michael Penix, who is their number 1 pick this year. They agreed on 4 years, $22.8 million rookie contract, Steve. Pretty standard rookie contract. I think a lot of the world just don't understand why they took Michael Penix.
Absolute god-awful draft pick. And now they're talking about how they need help on defense at the edge. You passed up Dallas Turner for this. You got a guy that's not going to play.
Latu, you passed him up.
It's insane, dude. And you're paying this guy $23 million to come in and be a backup. It's absolutely ludicrous to me after they paid Kirk Cousins what they paid him.
Right, you're going to pay Kirk Cousins that amount of money, and then, like, is he supposed to not play over Penix? Is Penix going to have to sit now for 3 or 4? This is crazy. I don't know why they did that. Horrible front office. Moving on. The Broncos are the first team in the NFL history to miss the playoffs for 8 consecutive seasons following a Super Bowl victory, Steve. My Lord, like Russ and that whole shenanigans they pulled with that one, that's going to go down as a franchise setback like you've never seen before.
What a fall off, man. Everyone knows they were kind of a powerhouse when Peyton Manning was there. They were a pain in our ass, and they've just been completely irrelevant. They're kind of a laughingstock.
They've always been kind of solid, right? You had the Terrell Davis, the John Elway years, the Peyton Manning years, as you mentioned. Even under Tebow, they won some games and went to the playoffs. but they can't do nothing with Russ. So, I mean, come on, that was ridiculous. I don't even know why they tried that stupid experiment. Last story here, former Defensive Rookie of the Year, Shaq Leonard, 28 years old, looking for a new team ahead of 7th season. He says if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Steve, he was abruptly cut by the Colts because he was underperforming. He went to the Eagles, and with the Eagles, he flat out struggled yet again. Didn't play nowhere near, I want to say like 70% of their defensive snaps. He didn't do nothing well. He had one of the lowest coverage rates of all linebackers in football. I think he gave up the opposing quarterback a 128 QBR when they threw at him. Is Shaq Leonard got a future? Should the Chiefs look at him? Does that even work with that? Like, how does that work?
No, absolutely. The Chiefs won't look at him. He doesn't fit in their scheme whatsoever. Shaq Leonard obviously was a really good player at one point, but I don't know. He might have a little touch of the Kadarius Toney where you just don't really care about football that much. If you're at 28 and you've fallen off this hard after being one of the better defenders in the league, and you're talking about, hey, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'm just going to retire. I don't think you care that much, to be quite honest about it.
No, I agree. I don't think he's taking it that serious, but, you know, if he gets another chance, I hope he succeeds. Whatever.
That time's yours.
Time's yours, Chiefs Kingdom. Let's jump right into it. We got old Ganner out here. Says, bro, very accurate how you outline the Bills fan base. First time watching, and I subscribed. Appreciate you, Ganner. He's referring to our last video, Steve, where the Buffalo Bills started a flag football team for LGBTQ+. I don't know what to say about it. I don't really want to jump back into it.
No, it's all good. We were just talking about how they were representing their fan base, man. And then we got Patrick Velasquez here who says, y'all didn't hold any punches on Buffalo's new league. You won't find content like this anywhere else. That's for damn sure. Best Chiefs channel out there. That's for damn sure. And it's not even close. Love you guys. Appreciate the gas, Patrick. But yeah, we're going to tell it how it is, man. We're going to have fun here.
100%. I think Buffalo needs to focus their attention elsewhere, but it is what it is. I'm not going to trash it. T. Woods, oh, Tigers out here. He says, nah, if they move to Kansas, I'm done. Steve, he's referring to the story we come out with them, you know, approving the bonds, possibly moving the Chiefs to Kansas. Why is it that people in Missouri say they're done with the Chiefs if they move, you know, a few miles up the road, but people in Kansas have been Chief fans all this time and they don't have a problem with it? We're in Kentucky, dude. We're 8.5 hours away.
Are you really done? Or would you really be done?
You're not done. Shut up.
Absolutely not. That's ludicrous.
You're not done. Matt says if the Chiefs move to Kansas City, it's still going to be the Chiefs. So what's the big deal?
Right on, Matt.
You know what's going to be the difference, Matt? They're going to have a good stadium. It's going to be updated. They might have a good practice facility. Might be easier and cheaper to park. Might be easier to get to the stadium. There might be something around the stadium.
Absolutely.
Right. The Missouri side has botched it. They've botched it for years and years. They've botched it. The people went to the voting booth and botched it again. How much more do they have to do with it? I think they're over it. S.A. Flip comes out and says he can't protect a quarterback if he's off the field 70% of the time due to injuries. Steve, before I go any further, he's referring to David Bakhtiari. We talked about this and how Bakhtiari was on Adam Schefter's podcast, and he said, I want to play with the Super Bowl MVP. And we said, well, that's Patrick Mahomes. Why didn't you just come out and say that? But he says, that's a hell no. The Chiefs don't need to waste their money to pay someone just for them to be on IR. The best ability is the availability. Steve, I'm sure you agree with that.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's necessary to sign Bakhtiari. Would it be nice to have the depth in a run to three-peat? Sure. But, I mean, when money's involved like that and the guy can't stay healthy, no, I'm good.
Yep. CJ Boyer comes out and says Bakhtiari always seemed like a layup of a signing. The guy's not washed. He's just injury prone. Sign him to a 1-year deal. That way we don't have a rookie protecting Pat's blind side. So there are people wanting Bakhtiari. I'm a firm believer, Steve, that you just got to let the young guys compete. I think Kingsley's going to do well. Is he going to have rookie struggles? Of course. But there's nothing like trial by fire to figure it out. Greg Godwin, $9.99, says, what's up, guys? Best damn Chiefs show ever. Appreciate it. Greg Godwin.
Go, baby.
Appreciate the 10 bomb there, brother. Gamer Player says, sign Bakhtiari, so saith the gamer. Steve, a lot of Bakhtiari people out there, I understand it. I just don't know if the Chiefs are willing to do something like that. Heike Mo says, you guys are great to watch. You should definitely have way more than 30,000 subs. Keep it going. Appreciate the gas, Heike Mo. And we are close to 30,000 subs. So if you haven't clicked the sub button, go ahead and click that, Steve. And then this last one's for you. It was addressed to you. And I'm going to let you just read it, and I'm going to let you respond to it. Here we go.
Steve equals clickbait.
What does that
I don't know
mean?
what that means. Is it because I'm so handsome? They see my face and they're like, we have to click. And then I don't deliver.
Like, I just could not figure that out for the life of me, what that meant. I think Josh is high.
I like it, though. I like it. Comment of the day goes to Josh.
Before we get out of here today, we got one more story. 2024 NFL season, one player to root for from each AFC team, says Tom Blair. And who do they take? Marquise Brown. He says he's happy he gets to work with Patrick Mahomes, but he did have good quarterbacks with Lamar and Kyler. But he wants somebody that can create more Mahomes magic. Steve, is it pretty telling that the one person they want to cheer for on the Chiefs is a newbie that has just been on the Chiefs for a few months? How dare anybody root for, say, Patrick Mahomes to get a three-peat because it's never been done before?
Mike, they're so sick of Patrick Mahomes. They're sick of Travis Kelce. They're sick of Chris Jones. They had to go with a new blood, right? But no, I'm right there with him. I think I'm going to be cheering for Hollywood Brown, too, because I think this is a big chance for him in his career. He's had to deal with Lamar, who runs the ball too much, Kyler Murray, who can't see over the offensive line. Now he can come over here with Patrick Mahomes, a legit quarterback, possibly the GOAT. Is the GOAT? Do we even have to argue anymore?
He's the
GOAT.
GOAT.
Either way, he gets a chance to really just blow up this year. So I'm excited to see it, too.
I'm rooting for Marquise Brown, too. And that's going to wrap it up for today. You guys, leave us in the comments who you're cheering for with the Chiefs. Let us know if you like these stories. And as always, thanks for liking, subscribing, clicking that bell. We'll catch you guys next time. Go Chiefs.